Hello everybody, in this lesson I'm going to show you how to use the pen tool, and then you are going to be able to do some tracings of some already well-established logos to show your proficiency with the pen tool. So in Illustrator, here we are. Some of you may have the tools look like this. Some of you may have it look like this. I don't really care which way you use it, but at any rate, the pen tool is right here. The way you use the pen tool is you draw a path. Now, if you think in terms of paths instead of shapes, you'll have more success with the pen tool. I'm going to make a path now that's going to have hard corners or sharp corners. So I'm going to click once and let go. And that makes an anchor point. And then this anchor point will be connected to this anchor point as I just click and let go by this path. I'm going to by the start of the path. And I just keep going around creating this polygon path. And notice the path has no fill. If I want to give it a fill, then I click on the black arrow tool, which I just did, and then click on the path. And then notice the fill is white, so it did have a fill. I'm going to click on this. I can change it to another color, and then I can change the stroke to any color that I want. And then I can make the stroke as thick as I want, and so on. So that's the first thing that you need to do with the pen tool. I suggest you pause this and do that. Now that you've done that, we're going to do the second thing that we do with the pen tool. Oh, actually, I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to do the pen tool down here. Notice that it's going to have the fill this color and the stroke that color. I'm going to now make a path that has curves in it. I'm going to start by clicking and dragging without letting go. And notice this line that is growing both ways out from that anchor point. Those are handles. And these handles and the guides that are with those little lines of guides, tell the path, they direct the path how to move. So notice that I just have that one anchor point. It has these handles on it. I'm going to click down here now, and I'm going to drag again. And notice when I drag this way, it pulls that path with it. If I go this way, it's going to pull the path the other way. And it just keeps moving. Now, I haven't let go of the mouse at all while I've done this. All right. Ooh, now I have this path, and it fills it in with the fill that I had chosen. I'm going to click and drag another path. I'm going to make part of this path come back in on itself. That's going to come out here. And I'm going to end right there. Now, notice this path has these. In this one, I did 5 anchor points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of those anchor points has handles on them. Well, what do you want to do with that? Well, you can adjust the curve afterwards. So to do that, I'm going to hold down my Alt key on my keyboard. And with that Alt key, I can now move the handle. And notice with the Alt key, it moves just one part of the handle there, just one side of the handle. If I want it to disappear an anchor, I just leave it on the pen tool, and I click, and it gets rid of one of those handles. Now, holding down the Alt key again, see I have this curve. If I just click once on the anchor, it makes it into a corner. It takes away the handles. But if I would like the handles to come back, while I still hold down the Alt key, Option if you're on a Mac, then I can redo that path. I mean, make the curve. The handles make that anchor, the path curve around the anchor. So if I now am on part of the path right there, notice how when I put it over the stroke, I get a little plus next to it. So I can add an anchor point. I can take it away too. I'm going to add it now, and then I'm going to add it now. That was subtracting. I'm going to add that, and now I have an anchor point on there. If I hold down the Alt key, I can now mess with the handles on that. Pretty good. Now, once I have an object, I can use that Alt key, and I can grab that anchor, and while I'm grabbing it, I can hold down the space bar, and it moves that anchor point. So I'm going to do that again. Okay, I hold down the Alt key, then I click on that. Notice it makes it into a corner. I let go, I click on it again, and now I can drag that anchor point around. And then if I hold the space bar, I can move that anchor point to wherever I want it to move. Okay, now I've shown you some basic things with the pen tool, things that you can do. It takes some practice to get good at this. You click, drag, and you can make these nice, easy, sometimes interesting curves. You can make some real organic shapes with this. I don't know not sure if I should use the word organic for that, but that's what you can do with it. Now, with that in mind, for this assignment, you're going to recreate some logos. So I'm going to start with this logo from a moderately well-known company, and this is a bitmap image of it. You can tell this is not a vector graphic because as we zoomed in, we have all this pixelation around the edge. You can see those little boxes. I'm going to grab that pen tool, and I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to try to copy this path. So I'm going to click right there. That looks like a pretty straight line, so I'm just going to click and let go, and then click here. And now I'm going to click right here and do a curve. Notice how I'm trying to match that curve right along there. And don't worry about what that did right there. We'll take care of it. Now, right here, I'm going to do another anchor point and move that curve along. And I'm going to come to the tip right here. And I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to make that curve try to match the Nike line right there. I think I did an okay job right there. I'm going to come right here and do it again. And now right here, I'm going to try to make that match up nicely. Now, I'm trying to make that match. Oh, I think I got it. But now I'm going to hold down the Alt key. Oh, wait, that's not the right way to do it. I'll come back and finish that. I can come right here and finish that path. I don't think I finished it. So I'm going to click on that. Oh, I did have it. So I'm going to undo. I just couldn't see the line right there. I'm not 100% happy with that point right there. So I am going to hold down my Alt key and click on that. And then I'm going to move right there. And while I'm still here, I'm going to keep my Alt key down, and I'm just going to pull that out a little bit because I think my path needs to match that just a little bit better. And I think I've done a pretty good job with that. I'm going to give it a fill now. I'm going to click on the black arrow tool, click on my path, and I'm going to give it a red fill just so I can see it well. There, I did it. Now I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to go Control-0 to get a full view of my screen. I'm going to click on this, the original image. Actually, I'm going to use this layers over here. I'm going to go to the original image right here, and I'm just going to hide it, and then you're going to see if I did an okay job with my swoosh. And I think I did. Now, the advantage, the reason why you may want to trace something like this is because then you can resize it. And when we zoom in on this feller, Control plus, zoom in on that, hold down the space bar to move it up. Notice how we lose that pixelization. I can continue to zoom in, Control plus, and those curves stay very smooth. Notice the line stays smooth. It's not pixelated like the Control-0, like that bitmap version of the image was. The next one we're going to do, that I'm going to have you do, is this Pepsi one. This Pepsi is a little more difficult, but I don't think it's impossible. But I am going to, I'm going to save it for another lesson. Not another lesson, but another video.